Yeah, ladies. Yeah, ladies. Go, Becky. Woo! Nice job. Nice job. Good work.
Good job. Good job.
Good job, Molly. You almost got it. Come on, Jordan. Come on, finish strong. Almost there.
And it's going to come down to the final mile, maybe a final kilometer. We start exciting race.
Go, Sage!
We got another marathon finisher coming in right now. Marathon. Sage Canaday, one of the great ultra marathoners coming in and playing in the marathon.
No. Alright, so it's a couple days after the race. Out on the trails here, Chiang Mai, Thailand. Here for a nutrition running retreat camp. Put on by Harry Runs on YouTube. Harry Jones, but yeah, I just wanted to do a quick recap vlog of what went down at Houston Marathon. Thanks for all your supportive comments on Instagram and Twitter, Facebook. Really appreciate the support. If you don't know the results, I fell short of my goal by 50 seconds. Ended up running 2:19:50, which obviously 50 seconds too slow off the standard, and you know, it's tough. I placed 9th overall in the field. I actually moved up in the second half. I didn't get past it all. I was only passing people, but I did slow down in the last 10K. It's pretty much on pace. The first 18-20 miles, you know, everything was paced ideally. The weather was really good, nice and cool. Wore a hat and gloves the whole time. Racing the Hoka Tracer 2s, worked great. You know, everything went to plan. I came through the half in about 109.10, 109 low, which is good because I think the second half of Houston is a little bit slower than the first half. And there was a little bit of wind, and I don't mean this as an excuse because it didn't make the difference. 50 seconds was a tall order to overcome. But, you know, running solo for the last 14 miles, felt a little bit of an east wind, I think, in the final 10K, but it was negligible. It was like 5 or 6 miles an hour. That being said, had a good pack of 4 guys through 12 miles, pretty much hitting 5:15 mile pace, 3:16 per kilometer. Didn't feel real great. You know, you always hope the first mile is going to feel pretty comfortable and slow and relaxed. It felt kind of fast, and it was right on pace. So, you know, it wasn't horrible. I was still optimistic. And again, lucky with the weather, lucky to be healthy. But, you know, going in, Coach Sandy and I knew it was going to be come down to a matter of seconds, and it did, you know. So I predicted, I knew it was going to be close either way. came down to less than a minute. Doesn't give you much of a margin for error. And keep in mind, you know, transition from UTMB I think is the hardest part. Mountain running in the summer, I kind of lost touch with some of my speed, and it just takes more time to get more of that strength and agility and variable running economy on flat, even surfaces at low 5-minute mile pace to pull it off. And that's ultimately I think what it'll take, because you know, I was noticing some muscular strain, and our pack fell apart at about 12 miles. We were all spread out by like 200 meters. So running by myself, the guys in front of me running by themselves, the guys behind me running by themselves. Excuse us, thanks. Definitely, you know, mentally it's a little harder. I like to think I push myself pretty hard mentally, but pack fell apart 12 miles in, kind of in no man's land because you're way behind the real elite lead pack. And all right, so like I said, kind of in no man's land there, and working pretty hard through the half. I felt a little better than I did 2 years ago there, and it was about the same split. Mile 16 I felt horrible though. My left hip flexor is really tight. My muscles were feeling real tight. The pace I just felt uncoordinated. Pace felt fast. I've had some flexibility issues. Part of that's my negligence of not doing all this stretching and core work that Sandy always suggests I should do. So not listening, and strength training. So not listening to her 100%. You know, Coach Sandy helped guide me through this plan, but I did argue a lot with her. Definitely some workouts that she made compromises with me on, but yeah, in the future it's definitely a mechanical issue, and I just needed more time, I think. Ultimately, 15-16 weeks of training after UTMB, you know, it's a hard effort for me, and it's so marginal that I need, you know, if I think I just have 3 or 4 more weeks of specific training, I could get that efficiency back. And like Sandy always suggested, you know, go to the gym, do all the extra little things, because her workouts were great, the ones that she suggested I do, and you know, some of the long runs are very specific. I just needed more of them, and to do that I needed more time. So yeah, basically it was, you know, mechanical failure, and I felt so bad at mile 16, mile 18. I was starting to breathe pretty hard, and that was a big red flag, because then it usually means you're gonna bonk really hard because you're working so hard. And I was gonna drop out. I was like, you know, you're probably gonna miss it. You could run really slow because you're gonna bonk really hard, but so I was taking my Spring Energy Canaday, about 6 miles in, 10K in, 11, 12 miles in, 20K in, then a couple more, as well as drinking Electro Ride almost every 5K. So, you know, no big bonks actually. I was working really, really hard, and I was gonna drop out at mile 20. I felt so bad, but then I kept splitting. 5:25, about 5:30 was, I think, one of my slowest miles. And so I was like, well, you might as well just finish now, because you're passing people. I don't take drop DNFs lightly, and you know, I didn't bonk super, super hard, so it hurt a lot. It was painful mentally and physically. You know, you're gonna miss your goal. You're still trying the best you can to honor the race, though, and that was important to me. So, you know, held it together, kicked it in for a 2:19.50, just less than 2 seconds a mile too slow though. And again, mechanical issues, getting the speed back. We knew that was going to be a concern going in. It was a concern. So just got to apply that to the future, and it was very similar to my failures in 2015 as well. So yeah, sorry, we were power hiking through a temple there, a little crowded, and lost my train of thought, but yeah, you know, I think it just came down to need more time. I'm gonna keep trying. This is a goal. I love the Olympic trials. It's a great experience, competitive race. Love doing road marathons, but I love the trails, I love ultras. So I'll keep doing both, even though I realize, you know, the focus takes me longer to adjust and to get to the level. It just takes, you know, harder training, specific training. Look out. Whew. I hope this is the right way. Some other thing over there. And yeah, I mean, no regrets, and I don't mean to make a bunch of excuses up either. Just trying to logically say, you know, why I failed. And some guys that are more talented, maybe they can make that transition, but again, not a lot of guys do UTMB, run road marathons as their next race, kind of. And you know, in retrospect, doing Xterra Trail half in Hawaii, Coach Sandy, you know, we knew that wasn't ideal, but it's a fun race in Hawaii. You gotta do a trail race. And yeah, just still working on that flat road running speed. Probably try and do a spring marathon. I'll announce my race plan pretty soon here. But yeah, I'll keep the momentum going since I'm slowly making gains with the flat road running now and recovering pretty fast after Houston. Just have to be careful, but you know, listen to Sandy more. Didn't follow her training and coaching 100% by any means. So you know, all I have myself is to blame. And I know some critics are like, ah, Sage, if you weren't vegan, if you were eating more protein, you'd be this much faster. And you know, I think eating plant-based diet has huge benefits for recovery and long-term health, especially longevity. But I don't think, and also staying lean, but I don't think it's the reason why I missed. There's a lot of reasons why I miss a time by 50 seconds in a marathon. It's not because I don't get enough protein or my B12 or iron's low, because I get those things checked. I feel very healthy. It's more, I was training in the mountains all summer for UTMB, slogging around at 12-minute mile pace and running below 5-minute mile pace on the road. A lot different, definitely works the legs differently. I noticed that my first couple months training after UTMB was that my road speed was coming back very slowly, and it's harder to transition down. You know, through Sage Running, Coach Sandy coaches a lot of athletes that do really well. They smash their marathon PRs, run sub 3-hour marathons, Boston qualifiers, and mix it up in ultras as well. Because distance running training in general, especially ultra trail running, gives you a good big aerobic base you could really capitalize on. But you know, I've been running for so long. I trained very specifically for 3.5 years at Hanson's Brooks right out of college, after doing 5K, 10K training in college, trying to maximize my potential there. That's when I ran my marathon PR, was after a 3.5 year specific focus exclusively on half marathons and marathons, and I was 26 years old. So, you know, I'm not going to exclusively focus on trying to lower my marathon PR, but I do have to exclusively focus enough to get that trials qualifier, and I probably need some good weather and things to go right. But I think it's a really attainable goal, and I'm really close, so it's exciting, and I like the challenge. But after I hit it, you know, I want to go right back to trail ultras, because I like the challenge of trail races, mountain races, longer races, even eventually more 100-milers and things like that. So it's all part of the journey. Can't thank you enough for all the support, especially the Patreon supporters, for really making this possible, and all the positive comments, positive energy I've seen online. It just blows me away. Running community is great. Thanks for being a positive part of it. And yeah, just want to keep making these videos, keep running and doing this as long as I can, because I love it. It's a passion of mine. I love making videos as well, but it wouldn't be possible without your support. And title sponsor Hoka11, well, all the sponsors, but you in this running community that have been super generous, super supportive. It's great to hear about your goals too, what you've accomplished, hearing feedback. You know, anyone that can improve their health and enjoyment of the sport is, you know, distance running is a great tool for that. Great tool to mentally set goals and accomplish them, even if you fail sometimes, which I failed a lot over the years. But that's why when you do well and you succeed, it's so rewarding. So thanks so much for your support, guys. Really appreciate it. Be sure to subscribe for more videos like this, as well as training talks. Check out playlists as well as our website, sagerunning.com. Thanks, and stay tuned for more vlogs.